We late.
Little bit.
It's a lot bit. This wasn't supposed to be on Bahamian time. This was supposed to be 8 o'clock.
Alright, so today's thing is
Wait, hold on. Let me share the link because a few persons asked for the link as well.
So we start sharing out the link and then
Oh gosh.
I need to disable
Don't trust you touching stuff, clicking stuff.
because I don't want it to be
Be what?
glitchy.
It ain't glitching. Let's wait to see. See Phil. Phil say hey. Felicia.
Hey, Sans. Saying girl. So.
Finally.
Whoa. We ain't gonna be doing this all night.
Yes.
We ain't gonna be doing this all
I
night.
have at least 30 minutes to do this because we're 30 minutes late. So.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I have 30 minutes.
I can go use the bathroom, and when you get through,
No.
I'll be back.
No. You wanted to deal with the consequences.
I don't want to deal with no consequences.
You have to apologize to the people when they come.
Alright, so as the people get me, we can start. How you doing, Felicia? How was your day?
Phil, can you hear us good?
Yeah,
Did
you give us audio test? Let us know that, sounds good. You could hear us. It's not too glitchy, I hope. Spend a little bit more time today working on the stream. I'm really 30 minutes late because I actually put in some extra minutes into the stream before we went live. So I hope you all could appreciate it.
No, that's not, no.
Facts.
That don't count.
Facts.
Preparation is
count.
always before your actual.
Yes, and if you go on the job and the job is paid, the people got to pay for the prep time.
They ain't have to pay for no prep time.
So it's free, so you can't even be mad.
We supposed to start at 8. See, I saw a little glitch just now.
Alright, so if it really glitches bad, we'll see it. We'll stop talking and then we'll start talking again so nobody missed nothing.
In the replay, we noticed that our audio was still going fine.
Yeah, the audio is be running
video
smooth.
was glitching.
The audio is be running smooth.
Let us know if the audio is glitching, but you can't hear us because we don't have anything fancy to see. But
yeah, it could be the same thing. You know what I mean? Just two beautiful faces on the screen at all times. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sending out the link now. On our page.
So you didn't even send it out? Like
I didn't have the link.
Oh wow! You really cursing at me right now?
Not cursing at you. Not cursing at you. Look at the thing. Boy, I tell you.
All right,
it's a perfect picture to start with.
Yeah, share it to my bed. Share it to my bed. Okay, so we only got signs in here.
Yeah, a couple people, and they must see them gone to bed.
Oh, but this can miss a good part anyway. Who's this? Who calling us?
Cool. They calling us.
No calls for the next hour.
Okay.
We live, baby.
Okay.
So how was your day, Sans? Talk to us. You wasn't in our last stream, so are you familiar with the topic? Do I get a door prize? Just wait and find out.
Door number 1. See, we can find out. I don't think you want one in there. Face the drying. Hands. This is not a hand moisturizer. Moisturizes dry skin and helps to prevent pimples. Say no, I wasn't, but yes, I watched the last video. Oh, she's up to date.
Okay, so you up to date. All right. Great.
Okay.
Great. We can just start with
Who we got?
yeah, we can start with who we got.
It's a very interactive discussion, guys. So put your input and we will read it and go from there.
Alright, so first thing is first.
Say no, don't touch your face. He was rubbing moisturizer on.
Yeah. Okay. I've been doing real good with washing my hands. Hi Nicole. How you doing?
Let's go. There's Pablo. 6 minutes in. Let's go.
Okay. Drive me crazy this week. Okay. We're talking about relationship culture as we talked about the last, but this time we can go into a little subtopic, I guess you could call it, right? So we already defined culture, which is. Come on now, don't you should be able to say this one now.
It is practices that protects you from your worst adverse decisions.
Yes. Culture is a practice by a particular group of people that protect them from their worst adverse decisions. Right? That is what culture is, right? So when you talk about culture inside a relationship, what you're talking about is the decisions. Okay, we got to turn that off. The decisions that. 1 second while we turn that off.
You can talk.
Okay. Okay. We're talking about the decisions and. Wow, really?
I don't know why is this like Chrome. It's saying it in Chrome.
Just go to Facebook.
Keep talking, they can still see us and hear us, you know.
Okay. We're talking about decisions that protect us from our worst decisions, right? So there are practices that protect us from our worst decisions, right? So these ain't rules, these ain't laws or whatever. They're just healthy practices that you as a couple that y'all do, right? And these practices, as long as you follow them, you don't have to worry about the crazy decisions that y'all make. Hi guys, you can say it now. Hey, what's up? So today we can be talking about, in particular, communication.
Yes. You know what's so amazing?
Creating a culture of good communication. So you have to establish a practice that you do all the time that creates an environment of a healthy communication. So what kind of example would you guys think is like a healthy practice for establishing an environment of good communication?
And while y'all do that, I'm just sharing with Ken a post somebody shared that Harrison Thompson made. I don't know if he made this today. But it says, hopefully my Bahamian people realize by now on lockdown that choosing doesn't solve your problems. You need structure, planning, communication, and most of all, a relationship culture. Relationship culture is an attitude of how you both respond to things in your relationship. If the only way you solve problems are on your back or knees, you won't survive the lockdown. I'm sorry. Take this opportunity to sit and figure out what y'all need that relationship to look like. You have the time now. No communication with Harrison, but we all seem to be
on the same wave.
On the same waveform. But we deal with the sex part in the next situation. So
yeah, we can deal with that later. We can deal with the sex stuff later. That's the adult one. So we got to block the children from coming in there. Right?
Children can be in there. Right?
So give us some examples, guys, of what you all think would be like some healthy practices for establishing some good communication. Relationship culture, we're dealing with communication.
The
Use
G and
respectable language and
Trinidad.
learn to hear rather than just listen. That's powerful. That's powerful. Use respectable language. I think that's that's in my top five.
Yeah.
I think that's in my top
That's
five.
definitely one of the cultures that we have in our home. Not to talk crazy to each other, like just say wild stuff
Yeah.
just because. That's how you feeling, so that's just how
Yeah.
you
That's
react.
how you react
And then
or respond.
people like to be like, oh, I didn't mean it, but you said it. And you can't take it back because you can't unhear something that somebody said to you, especially if it's damaging, especially if it's demeaning, it's condescending, it's totally out of character. Like, it's just, that's a big no-no. That's definitely one of the cultures in here.
Yeah.
Don't
It's
talk
definitely.
crazy to me.
Don't talk crazy.
Don't talk crazy.
Right. Don't. See, one of the things is why one of the practices that we have personally is we say right there, avoid shouting. I tell Donya from we get together. I don't do the shouting competition thing. As the youngest or on a particular side, as one of the youngest, I should say, out of a lot of very strong men. And after somebody and say something crazy, and somebody voice get elevated, 2 seconds later, someone can get hit. So I learned very quickly that shouting thing, that don't necessarily mean that the person hear you. You're just talking loud and you're just angering that person. So I can't shout, I can't row. I grew up in a house full of men. We don't know how to row, so we don't do it. I can't row. I don't know how to do it. I funny, I can crack jokes, but I can't row.
I think we had that once. We literally had that once where, of course, I know how to get loud. I know how to row. I know how to clap and do my neck and all this stuff. And he was like, no, I don't want no shouting contest. He said, I don't do the shouting contest. One time.
I don't do the shouting contest, and I don't talk to nobody disrespectfully. Mm-hmm. So, and that's a practice that we do. We practice talking to each other calmly, formulating the ideas that you want to say to the person, because I can save that for later. But
okay. I think what Phil said and what Nia is saying kind of go together. So let's put them two together. The second part is learn to hear rather than just listen. I think it's the opposite way.
Learn to listen rather than just hear. Yeah.
And then Nia says being open to hearing the other person's truth. Once again, listen.
Yeah, you gotta listen.
Listening and hearing is two different things. If you really, so somebody could be like, yeah, I hear you. Yeah, they heard you all right, but did they understand? Did they comprehend? And were they able to give a response that connects with that understanding of what was said?
Correct.
And that takes practice. Like that I'm sorry, that won't come overnight. It won't come overnight. And I don't know, what do you think people could do to listen versus just hear the person?
Well, one of the practice which you could do is you take any type of instrument. You could take something like a little remote like this, and you say the person with the remote is the person who speaks, and the person who doesn't have the remote, they listen. So you talk, and the person is listening to you while you talk, and then they can't talk while you're talking. Then you hand them the remote and you allow them to explain, you allow them to respond and to explain what they have to say while you listen. And you don't talk over the person or, shout over the person or whatever.
That's a very mature exercise.
A very mature exercise, but you should be in a relationship with some mature people because you got to understand, like, as a man, you naturally easily can talk over a woman, right? And sometimes it's get frustrating when you in a conversation and the person ain't really hearing you, they ain't listening to you, they just talking over you and they just thinking. So you need to calm down and you need to get one person to talk at a time.
Right.
So you need a system.
I know, right? Also, probably taking notes. If you're the type of person that needs to write down, because if he says something and you want to jump on that right before you forget, then you will cut him off, and it's going to come off disrespectful. It's going to come off like you're not listening when you just trying to respond to a certain point that was said. So get a pen and a paper, write down, let them know like, hey, I just writing down what you say, so I don't forget. Because if you just start doing writing, that could even look like you're not even paying attention to me. I'm talking to you and you there like.
And then also, what you could do is record yourself. Like if you're gonna have a deep conversation, record yourself. Because a lot of times, even my lovely wife, like, you don't see your facial expression. And I always just say, talking itself is the lowest form of communication. Right?
20%.
Less than 20%, I think, in my opinion. Body language, tone, attitude, like, all of these things, I think, speak louder than words. What's being said. That's like if you come and you say, me and somebody, we go into the movies. I might tell you, okay, but you can look at their body language and see that they ain't comfortable with that. So it would make more sense for you to answer the body language as opposed to answering just the okay. You don't just say, oh, but you say okay, and just jump on it. You know, you more so look at the body language and see what's happening there. So I would say, like, record yourself. So when you record yourself, sometimes somebody talking and they say, oh, I didn't say it like that, or I didn't do that. But they ain't really seeing what they doing. And then later down, when they come and you pass it and whatever, and they watch the conversation back, you could be like, whoa, I didn't know that was me. Or I didn't know I was shouting at that particular point.
Right.
Or I know I was rolling my eyes or whatever.
Phil saying very mature. This in response to what we were saying. Very mature exercise. To write down that will require discipline to be calm enough to stop and write while you arguing.
See, you're an argument.
That's the key thing. You have to remove that
negative connotation from communicating.
Because it doesn't have to be an argument.
You're an argument, right? So what you want to practice is effective communication. So what's effective communication? Because we communicate all the time on.
We can go back up the thing. Next.
You try and do effective communication, right? So we communicate all the time. We communicate with body language, tone, our attitude. We communicate with words, text message, or whatever. But sometimes, especially when we in a more heated conversation, I'd say, or an argument, we ain't effectively saying what we really want to say, right? So we start beating around the bush, complaining about all kind of other little things, what ain't really the root of what we really want to say. But if we just take some time, step back to formulate like what exactly was the problem, and then say exactly what the problem is, and offer an idea as to how, offer some form of resolution, offer some idea as to how we could avoid this happening in the future.
I agree. Peachy is here. Joey is here. So.
Yeah, Alan, bro, the student that's supposed to teach him.
Nicole, go back to what Nicole said. Say, allowing the person to communicate without bringing up past faults. What do we call that?
I don't know.
But is that do you think that can be established as a culture? Because, okay, if somebody is referencing something or give an example of something that was done, is that considered bringing up past faults? Or like we talking about like just riddling all these things?
See, that's a funny thing. That's one of the differences between man and God, right?
Go on.
God is forgive and he's forget. Man, don't do that. He's forgive you, but I remember. And sometimes when a situation looks similar to something that happened in the past, it's very difficult to just flat out be like, yo, I can't bring it up.
Yeah. Especially if it's in relation to what we're talking about. If I'm saying, hey, you're doing this again, and you feel as though that I didn't.
Right, because you're looking at it like, yo, you throwing it in my face. Now, if you throwing something in somebody's face, that's wrong.
Yeah, totally off topic, totally not related. Just something.
You're saying it maliciously just to hurt the person or whatever. You're wrong.
Real good.
Now, I might say, yo, we had this problem before, and sometimes that's enough. If you just say, yo, we had this problem before, because person should know what you're talking about. They shouldn't be like, what? Where? When? Because then now I gotta remind you.
See, Peaches and Nia say basically the same thing. Peaches said it depends on whether the situation was truly addressed and resolved. And Nia said past faults are regurgitated because they are truly unresolved.
Yeah, that's true.
It is to an extent.
To an extent.
Because okay, let's God forbid if you have a cheating scandal and the person brings up you coming home late, and that person in their head, they automatically go to where you been, what you been doing, whatever, and you trying to figure out why you feel like that because of this situation that happened. I guess that's one of the hard parts for a person to unresolve.
Right. See, that's the thing. You can't, like with something like cheating, right? Or infidelity. To be politically
You
correct. Just did something horrible to your partner.
Yeah. You can't expect that just
right. You can't just wipe that away. To go through that, see, I was just saying, stuff like cheating, they're really marital problems.
Yeah.
They're reasons for divorce. The things you could go to court and say, yo, this is the reason for divorce. You cannot go to court and tell the judge, yeah, you want a divorce because my husband is leave a light on in the bathroom. He's just walk with the bathroom, he's leave the light on. See, that's a marital problem. You see? Cheating is a reason for divorce. You did something very, very cruel. And I'm not saying that you can't get past cheating. You very well could.
Some people
and your relationship could be stronger when you come out of it. But it can take a lot of work to get through that. And you got to understand that you damaged somebody when you cheated on them. Right. So you can't just be like, yeah, I come home late. And they be like, yo, you coming home late again and whatever. You can't just be like, oh, man, you throwing this in my face. No, you don't get to play the victim card.
Right. Yeah. PG. Wait, let's go back up. I think we skipped a few.
Yeah.
Joey says, I need to write things down, but the recording takes it to a new level. I never thought of that. Yeah. That's it. Peaches. The students would pass the teacher. True.
That's my sister, everybody.
PG also said, hi Katie, welcome. So Peaches also said, in that situation, trust was broken. That has to be rebuilt. It's like hitting someone with a bat and coming back the next day and asking why they still bruised.
yeah. That's exactly what it's like. That is exactly what it's like. So you gotta understand, like, but we dealing with communication right now. Effective communication, right? So I would say one of the things I was saying before we jump down all of these different rabbit holes was like formulating your ideas so that you could address exactly what the problem was. Because hate is such a strong word, but I dislike for you mad about the dishes, right? But you talking to me about all kind of other little weird stuff that you ain't really mad about. That been like that for like a little while, but like you really trying to get around to the dishes. Like I rather you just formulate the idea as like, hey bro, you cook inside that pot and you kind of leave it out there on the table. Like I was supposed to clean that, and I just ain't get clean that. Now I able to quickly rectify the problem. I'm able to quickly apologize for exactly what made you upset, and I'm able to now, and that's a small situation that I'm sure problems is be bigger than that, but I'm able to quickly apologize so the healing could begin, and I could now move on to changing what it is I did wrong, without all the other little stuff. You understand?
Yeah.
So you formulated your idea, and you don't have to be loud about that. You don't have to be rude about that. You can find, I'd be like, yo, I was trying to call the cleaner, but the cleaner say she couldn't come. What? What you trying to get a cleaner for? Because you leave your pot over there on the dining table. And I wasn't going to do it. So I obviously say, yo, let me try to get a cleaner or whatever. Or, but if you could go wash that, it'd be the same thing. I wouldn't have to get the cleaner. You know what I mean?
Creating a culture of communication in your relationship. I think it starts with talking on a regular. Yeah, usually when people start relationships, they are 24/7 wanting to talk to this person, call them all the time. Well, things have changed so much. Back in the day, when you used to call and like literally be on a phone and can't hang it up when the cordless going dead, you gotta go find the base phone because the base phone ain't go dead.
I can't do it no more. I can't.
I just say it.
I just get tired just thinking about it.
But I'm just saying, going around with the husband and wife, like their conversation is so non-existent. It's like, get milk from the store. Like, did you pay this bill? Like, it's no conversation at all. But when you're dating, you asking the person, hey, beautiful, good morning, beautiful, how you have a wonderful day? What did you have for lunch? You know? Like, you want to know what's going on with this person. So when you put that in, you have to keep that. I think it'll help to keep that.
Now, I'm guilty of this. In some way. Now, I was a big in-person kind of person. When I come home, hey, Abby! So, when I come home, I can jump on you, I can kiss you, I can, hey, this how work was, la la la, we can have a big conversation. Texting? Bruh! But I ain't a person who, like, okay, I talking to a bunch of people and I ain't talking to you. I ain't talking to no one. Yo, my mommy just was like, she just was over here and she just was like, yo, Ken, you know, you could shoot me a message from time to time. Like, it's just how it is.
Definitely.
They left the infatuation stage.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. That could be it too. And that's crazy. Like how you have to stay infatuated and not just stay in love. That's deep.
You explain that.
You gotta.
But you ain't not just stay in love.
Yeah, some people. Some people you love the person. Love is like deep care. You love the person, right? But you ain't googly eye tripping, biting.
But some people find that synoptic with love, like being infatuated with somebody.
But they say infatuation is different from love.
It is.
Because they make infatuation very shallow.
In which way?
Like infatuation is just like
you
attraction
like
or
lust.
sometimes lust, but like more like you ain't used to something, like, you know, so you get that new feel when you first get your car. And then after a while in your car and you blow a tire and you gotta spend $80 to get a new tire. You just follow that feeling very quickly.
PJ say love needs work. It's not just a feeling.
It's our action word.
Definitely.
Correct. We always just say that love is a verb.
Yes, love is a verb. It's an action word. And you have to constantly work at it.
Yeah,
This whole falling out of love, I fall out of love situation.
But it takes so long for people to fall out of love.
I don't think it just take them long. I just think a lot of things just don't happen.
I don't think nobody's fall out. Okay. It don't take nobody long to fall out of love. That's what you're saying. How long do you think it takes for someone to fall out of love?
Okay.
Would you say
That's
one
what
day?
I'm saying. I'm saying that.
Hold on, quick. Stop. Pause. Would you say it takes one day to fall out of love?
No, I wouldn't say it takes one day.
Would you say it take 1 week?
I think it could take a week for a person to fall out of love.
I don't think it could take a week for a person to fall out of love.
Okay, go on. When Rick is here.
Hey, what's going on, boy?
Abby says infatuation isn't real or lasting. It's short-lived passion or admiration. Love has to be intentional and unselfish. She said it takes years to fall out of love. When Rick said it takes months to years. What I mean is, right?
So that's a long time.
What I mean is, right? The person, if your relationship is still functioning properly, I don't think people is fall out of love when the person is functioning properly.
Okay.
Like when persons stop putting in and giving to the relationship and making the relationship a safe place, that's when people step back.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, how long does this process take? I think this process could take years. At minimum, I think it could take a couple of months. Right?
Okay.
Right? So let's put it like for somebody to really fall out of love, like for somebody to really be like, yo, bro, I don't care what happened to that person. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
For you to reach the point where if they tell you, yo, this happened with this person, and you to be like, bro, I don't care. Stop bringing me information with that person. Genuinely.
Mm-hmm.
That just take a while. So you had to been acting crazy for a while. Especially in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere you're supposed to be talking to this person every day. You're supposed to be, you know what I mean? Doing something with this person. You had to been acting crazy for a while.
Oh, yeah.
A couple of months is a long time for you to be acting crazy. A long time. You can imagine fighting with somebody a couple of months?
Oh, man.
Like, gang beef don't last that long.
Oh, man. Let me catch up. Yes, Renrick, we have a part 1. Abby says she agrees with Ken. I think it takes years. Renrick says years to months to years. Joey said people have an idea of how they want their partner to be, and when the partner don't meet that things fall apart, the infatuation said disappear. Then Nia says never. What you mean never, Nia? Explain that. Joey again said it takes years, decades even. Now that I want to stop right there because I know all of y'all in this chat, and all of y'all have been in relationships prior to the current relationship or marriage that you're in right now. So I'm gonna address this question to Ken, and y'all could answer it however y'all want to answer it. How long did it take you to fall out of love with your ex?
Let's take a minute. I can be real.
Give me a time frame. How long did it
Let's
take?
take a couple of months, right? Maybe you could say
It
even a year.
definitely isn't a day.
Right. You could definitely say even a year, right? Because while you're in the relationship, you're falling out of love, right? Then after the relationship end, sometimes after a relationship end, you still got love for a person. Now, you might not be like in love, like
Right.
oh
you
man.
love the person.
But
We ain't talking about the infatuation.
Part, right? We ain't talking about all of that. We ain't talking about sexually, like, oh man. But you still got genuine love for a person. Sometimes for years. Some people for years.
Joey saying decades. I want to know, Joey, who you was tripping
No,
over for decades.
We ain't start that beefing here. Zip that shut down. No, not in here.
Obviously, I put you on the spot. Okay, so Nicole says, I think it takes a series of events to cause someone to fall out of love. True. I think some people fall out of love quick, but denies the fact, but it doesn't take place until years after because of their comfortableness. Interesting.
That we actually said this in the last stream. The relationship is be over long before it said that it's over. It's over.
Ooh.
Though long when you talking about we gotta work on this and we gotta do this and we gotta normally someone already done tied out.
Yeah, that's what you said last time too.
Yeah, and you
sorry, don't get distracted by the chat.
Listen, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that.
So Abby said, "Or you weren't in love in the first place." I don't know how we get on this topic, but anyway, we riding through until we could come back to our turn off, right? Yeah. Abby says, no. Katie says, "I was in a past relationship, but fell out of love. But 2 years after we broke up, bruh."
That's true. You could be like, but let me ask you something.
Okay.
Sometimes, right? How soon could it be till where you comfortable to see that person with someone else?
That's what we gauging it off.
Now, I mean, just asking a question. Like how before you could be like, yo, he with that person or she with that person, and you like,
whatever.
That's good. They could be in a room with y'all and you eating your food and you ain't worrying about it.
I don't know, but speaking from my point of view, I think it does depend on what happened in the relationship that caused you to just leave.
Now some people just fall out of love, like I tell you, while they in the relationship, they just waiting on it to end. Like, God, give me a sign, show me something, anything. Like, if I come outside and the sun rise up, then that means that's a sign, Lord. You know what I mean? We need to end this. Some people just waiting on any little thing.
Boy, Neo, boy. Okay.
Okay.
Quick.
All right, chat, bang it now.
Abby say, okay. Abby says, you put Ken on the spot. It took me over a year to get over my ex. Nia says, if you truly love someone, that is forever. Some facets of that love may lie dormant, but it doesn't die. Ooh, child, that's a deep love. Deep love. For true. Yeah. I think I love that for you. See what I did there, guys? Words of affirmation.
Yeah, that's like, all right, let's say you have a beautiful relationship with a person and they die.
Yeah, definitely.
Does love die?
No.
Even if you get married again to somebody else?
No.
You can still effectively say, yo, I love
the person in that instance.
Yeah.
But if the person...
And you can say, yo, my ex-husband and whatever, and people be like, oh, how y'all get divorced? No, he dead. I mean, basically your ex-husband. But you gonna have love for that baby forever.
Oh, gosh. PG say, I fell out of love while we were still in the relationship. However, it took me 3 years to find space in my heart for someone else. That's definitely another area of it all.
Moving on.
Because, I mean, of course, all of this is subjective because everybody feel differently. Everybody's relationship isn't like there's no set time. Like, okay, after 1 year, you should now move on. After 6 months after that, you should be in a relationship. Like, there isn't any set time.
Yeah,
but it's just interesting to see how other people
view something. But then,
like their experience.
Because it ain't even no set time of how long it take you to fall in love.
No.
Some people just be the person and say, oh, when I first get with him, I did hate him. When you first get with him, you did hate him. Yeah, it take me like 2 years to before I could open up them. You just with somebody for 2 years before y'all open up?
That's another level. Katie say the falling out of love part takes long, but falling out of like takes quick. Because they can't stand being around the person, but they're still in love because they care. Yeah. Phil said, it took me a good while to fall out of love with my ex. We were not together, but still tried to be friends. And I still had admiration for him, but eventually we both had to just let each other go.
Cool. That's real.
Oh, that's a soul tie. Hallelujah. Break it. Phil said it took me almost a year until I was good with him being with someone else.
You see what I'm saying?
She said I was on Nobody Run. Like, you are for Ken. That's why it could be short from your perspective. Truth. Katie said, I think the time depends on the person and their patience. Definitely. When we're depending on the situation, my first real love took about 5 years after the fact.
Bro,
about 2 years after I was done.
Bro, 5
That's
years?
endurance, Wenrick. That's endurance, bro.
Bro.
That's like long distance country.
5
marathon.
years, bro. Take you to get over this person? What would she do to you?
Eee.
See why I don't let women blow in your
Yeah, do not put that on our YouTube. No. Thank you. Obviously, I know that falling in love slow thing that's called God in your heart. Yes. You me on the spot now.
That's crazy.
What time is it? Okay, we have like 20 more minutes.
Listen, we got a half hour. Y'all going. We rocking. We
Okay.
rocking with y'all. All right? So.
The next part of communication, I should have written it down. I had 3, and I totally forgot.
All right.
That one, what I said just now, was talking daily or creating an environment where you guys can talk and should say yes. Talk every day, communicate every day. Also, understanding your partner's speech, like their
lingo. Wow.
Because to somebody else, it could come across like, oh my God, why he talking to you like that? Or why he, like, why he always sound like he angry? No, that's just how he's talk.
But like for true, cause my brothers. But if you had them talk about a basketball game, you can come inside the room, storm like break it up. You swear thing like the biggest fight going on. Like I literally can remember like one of my brothers on the corner talking, and I literally having to like I run to the corner like yo.
You thought it was a fight.
I thought it was a fight, and like he was talking. Kobe Bryant is the greatest. He's the greatest. So,
rest in peace, Kobe.
Yeah, so it's like
you have to understand your partner's lingo. You have to, because to somebody else it might come across weird, but once you understand and you know that person, you wouldn't have a problem, and you can't allow other people who don't know your spouse to be like,
yo, yeah,
he shouldn't be, so he shouldn't say that, or he shouldn't this, or he shouldn't
that,
because
Hawk is scream, right? When he talking, right? We just be like, stop shouting at me. And he'd be like, but that's just how he talk.
So you keep on using like volume. I also talking about like the words they use.
They Hawk is jumping the party. Screw no, y'all sissy niggas. That's how the boys talk.
Hey, okay.
That's how he's talk.
Yes, definitely learn your partner lingo.
So he's coming to party.
There's one more point I wanted to make, but I can't remember it. I can't remember it.
But anyway, let's talk about this. So we know that communicating have some parts, right? And I think we already touched on basically all of those parts tonight, right? So you got the sending, you got the person who talking, who's sending the message or whatever. You got the receiving, you got the hearing, the listening part, right? Mm-hmm. So what do you all think about the more deeper, complex conversations like body language and tone, right? So I'll give an example. So let's say you say, all of y'all in here is very, very, very nice Christian ladies, right? So let's just say y'all won't go to Bible study, right? So you're like, honey, I go on a Bible study. And he look at you, and he like, all right, Go on where you going. What is your response to that? Do you
Go
just
where
take
you
the
going?
like you like, all right, whatever, you do what you want to do? Do you just be like, oh, you say I can do what I want to do, or do you address the?
That's a good point. Say what you mean. Mean what you say.
Mm-hmm. Do you address the what he's saying, like, or do you address the body language?
Say what you mean what you say. I think you if we go back to knowing your partner, you know when they say that, and that means if you go this house, you know just what it means. I like audacious in there. So you tell the outsiders to keep their 2 cents. See, I like what P just said. Say she live on sarcasm lane. We know that. We know that. So anybody who come with her, they gonna have to understand that.
Hey, my sister, oh my God, that's the most sarcastic person in the world. If you don't know what, and dry eye. Oh my goodness.
That was one of my next points for true. Now that we go on to the say what you mean what you say, you can't expect the person to read your mind.
Right.
Or know what you're thinking. Or be like, well, he should know. But did you tell him? But did you say? Did you talk about it?
Yeah, everybody's assumed. And one of the things, like, if y'all ever get in some legal trouble, right? They always tell you, you can't...
Why you always tell them if they ever get in legal trouble?
Right, chill. If y'all ever get in some legal trouble, you can't assume something that was never said. Mm-hmm. You gotta say.
The confession standpoint?
Right, so if you ever have to shoot someone for entering your house, you don't just be like, oh, I was in fear for my life. No, you tell that person, yo, I'm scared, get out of here. Boom! Drag your foot back across the threshold. There you go. You win that case. Because you said it. Because that's what they ask you. Yo, when you see the person, did you say something? No, I didn't say that. I just shoot.
It's in fear for your life.
Yeah, I don't tell you to tell the person, yo, I'm in fear for my life.
This was not the lesson that we had planned. Please.
Yeah, but you have to say. You have to say it.
That's your point.
Right, you have to say it. If you have a problem with something, you have a problem with your husband hanging with that female, say it.
Right.
If you don't have a problem...
Correct, PG. Correct. So, but you have to voice your concern and then go right back to what we said, voicing it in a way that's respectful and not...
All right, so here's a question. Do you guys think that silence is communicating?
I'll let them answer first because I know what the answer is. Dash says, what if you do say it and the person is not receptive? Not receptive?
What do you mean not receptive? You gotta give me the example.
Okay, I'm telling you about something that I don't particularly like, and you continue to do it.
That's what you saying?
That means you ain't.
Give me an example. Don't have to give me the exact issue, but give me an example.
If you always talking, then silence is plenty. I'll notice and ask about silence. So Abby notes silence, eh? I feel like somebody else. I've adopted that form of communication from hubby.
I'm telling you what I don't like.
And you get defensive or continue to do it like she said. Yeah. That's her example. Telling you what she don't like, and then the person gets defensive about it. I think we had that before. We did, and you
sometimes
I don't think the person has realized that they being defensive, or that they're not getting it.
I would say the first thing to do as an active thing, I would say record the conversation. One, then give you a point of reference back.
Mm-hmm.
That I told you before that I don't like this.
Mm-hmm.
I very clearly say that. Two, I could show you your body language to show you the point where you got defensive about it, because you might not see yourself as being defensive, right?
Mm-hmm.
And three, I would say listen to his defense.
Okay.
Right?
Because kind of goes back to what Nia said earlier, but listening to their truth.
Mm-hmm.
Their
listen
truth,
to his...
not they lie.
Because if you telling me something that you don't like, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm giving you my rational, honest, true reasoning as to why this is happening or why this is, then I want you to take that also into consideration as to what you're saying. And the last thing I would say is offer the person a resolution. Don't just say the problem. Say, because sometimes...
How can they fix it?
How can they fix it? Do you require them to cease and desist? Do you require them to slow down?
Right.
Do you require them
to do within a certain
time frame
or medium or what's not?
Because if it's something that the person can't... If your husband is a massage therapist and he have to massage people, but you don't want him come out the house at 10 o'clock to go massage nobody. You see what I'm saying? You might be agreeing, hey, you could go massage, but you need the massage between the hours of 9 to 5 at a business establishment with 7 other females who work from the company standing around while you wear gloves. Yeah.
A very, very intricate description.
And then that person might decide that, yo, I can't do all of that. Then you can't do it.
You can't do it?
There you go.
That's not realistic. Okay, some of the answers about the silence. The question was again, if silence is... Your question, babe. But your question was about silence.
If silence is the answer, but I want to see more what's going on in this chat.
Okay, so Abby says, if you always talking, then silence is plenty. I'll notice and ask about silence. Phil said, I adopted that form of communication from my hubby. Nia said, silence speaks loudly, but it could be misinterpreted. Phil says, when he goes silent, you know he getting annoyed. Renworks said him and his wife are very straightforward. They don't beat around the bush. Phil, she's back off. Abby, video garden seems extreme. It'll be helpful, I'm sure. Phil says, and now, instead of her getting out of hand or saying something hurtful, she just goes silent, and he sometimes gets that now ain't the time and backs off till later. So, I mean, definitely.
Video recording seems extreme, but it depends on how extreme the situation. I don't say, yo, if you want have a conversation about squeezing the toothpaste, I don't say, yo, bust out the camera. Have a conversation. The person might disagree. Oh, you don't want me to squeeze the toothpaste? Okay. You know what I mean? But if you're all having this problem over and over and over and over and over and over again, and it's coming to a point where you need to up the ante, you feel, because that's another thing. Like, that's Dash, I guess. That's Dash, right?
Yeah, Dash.
All right. That's, I guess, Dash question. Like, after you didn't explain something so much time, the person ain't listening, what's the next step? And at that point, some repercussions have to now take place.
Repercussions?
Right.
Whoa.
Because you wronging me over and over and
That's
over and over again.
That's kind of disrespectful, too.
Right.
You're disrespecting me.
So, repercussions might have to take place.
Like what?
Depends on the situation. Might be. I can't tell you how to think of.
No, some people just go extreme, though.
Yeah, like, alright, for example, if I tell you, hey, I need help with cleaning the clothes. Every day telling you I need help with cleaning the clothes. I need help with cleaning the clothes. Could you help me clean the clothes? Could you maybe sort the clothes as you take them off instead of taking them? Just do something to help me. And you just can't help me or whatever. Then I might have to stop washing your clothes.
So now I'm not washing your clothes. Okay, that sounds good.
That might be where we have to go. And then you might say, something, yo, I need you to wash my clothes. And I might say, yo, I need you to do this.
PG say, come home after 10, meet me not home.
Better be sitting in the backyard.
See, we ain't trying to do tit for tat.
Right, we ain't trying to do tit for tat.
That is not helpful in a relationship.
And that's not establishing a healthy relationship culture.
Not tit for tat.
Right? We don't play tit for tat.
That's funny though.
we establish a good, healthy relationship culture. But at the same time, we have to communicate. Right? And communicating might sometimes it's come with a little bit of stages. Are you trying to communicate something across to you? Mm-hmm. So now I might have to up the ante to something that you could understand. Mm-hmm. You understand?
Yeah. So go back to the silence thing. Because I feel like everybody is saying...
Silence is very much so communicating.
Silence is a very big part of communication.
It is not normally the correct form of communication to get across what you want to happen, but it is definitely communicating.
Okay. So like Nia said, it could be misinterpreted.
Right.
Just because I silent, that don't mean
the problem even have anything to do with you. I could have just had a rough day.
It's true.
Well, they ain't got nothing to do with you.
So
now you taking up the mantle I ain't talking to you.
I think it was Phil or Abby who said like if a person is always talking and then they silent,
something on their mind.
Something could be on their mind. But
at the same time, how a lot of times people say they need time to formulate their ideas. But just because they silent out their mouth doesn't mean that they ain't talking. Mm-hmm. They are actively talking to you, right? Mm-hmm. They are actively talking to you through the silence. And inside their head, they have a version of you in their head. And they are constantly talking to that version of you in their head. Planning out exactly when they bring this point to you, how they can bring it to you, what they can say, and everything what they can lay out.
Yeah.
Right?
See, Abby said sometimes silence is even necessary to calm down and get clarity. Let's talk about that because I know we had that before. Mm-hmm. That was my thing.
Yeah, you used to say that.
My thing is, listen, you upset me right now. I can't talk to you because if I talk to you, we can go back to the first thing and I can get reckless on my mouth. I can get loud and get crazy. So let me just calm down, take a minute, get myself together, and then we could go on with that. See hell.
That would be splendid. That would be wonderful if this took a day. That would be excellent. If you need time to gather yourself in a day, like, yo, we have an argument.
Yeah, put a time frame on it.
We have an argument this morning.
Put a time frame
I don't really like what's going on. Maybe tomorrow morning I can pick this up again. I know they say don't go sleep on your rod or whatever, but sometimes you need to sleep on it. Right? Mm-hmm. If that took a day, that would have been swell. That would have been great. If it took 2 days, that's a stretch.
Yeah.
Right?
If it take a week, you only talking.
You're trying to be quiet for a week.
Just walking around the house?
You need to talk. You need to talk. As soon as you get mad, you need to talk now. Since you need to take a week to go quiet. You need to talk as soon as you get mad. Because you ain't gathering no thoughts. Nobody take a week to gather some thoughts. Thought, the quickest thing that has ever happened in this street. Thought, the quickest, faster than lightning. It take you a week? You crazy. You crazy.
Yeah. And as painful as it is, it's have to break that down on yourself. Like, really get out of your feelings and try to help the relationship. Like, that ain't the time to be about you and how you feeling and all that stuff. Like, you gonna have to put that down and pick up your conversation.
2 weeks is a lot. Girl, you better stop playing. 2 weeks is a lot.
What Z said, hey Z, is there ever a time when you just say, I'm going to interpret it the way I want to? You've been silent for 2 weeks. Does that give me leeway to formulate my own answer? 2 weeks, bro.
After 2 days, a silence, address it. Address it. Confront it head on. Hey, listen, you've been quiet for 2 weeks. This is something that I did that has you upset. And let's talk about exactly what that is. Right? Now, if you go with the cheap scapegoat answer and say, no, everything okay. I'm not upset. Now I gotta formulate my own ideas. So now don't come to me later and say, yo, I was mad a week about... No, I don't hear that. Because I asked, I wanted to deal with it.
Be truthful.
Right.
Be
honest.
And mean what you say.
Right.
Say what you mean and mean what you say.
Honesty is a part of communication.
It is. Honesty is. I want to read this thing up first. Tasha, exactly. So I just shut my trap. I hope that you stew on what just happened. Abby say, no, Z, you'll have to eventually talk to see what's really going on. 2 weeks is silent treatment, not silence. When I try to explain to my wife some days, I just don't feel, I guess, like speaking. Sometimes I just prefer to mentally get over a situation before we can build on it.
Wow. Yes. Now that's good. Now, when we need to put a time on this. Yo, some days. You see that? See the S on them there? Some days. I don't feel like talking. At the longest we could do this non-talking thing is 3 days.
That's plenty.
That's max.
That's resurrection time.
That's the max. Jesus lay in the ground for 3 days.
And he come back.
He had to come back. Right? As long as he could have been silent with God. And God had to tell him, yo, come. Okay. You need to come back alive.
All right. That's enough. 3 days. He just said, unless you become a mind reader after 2 weeks training, you can't guess what's someone else's head.
Bro, you can't be mad for 2 weeks.
2 weeks training, just looking at you.
Wait, 2 weeks? Bro, no problems. I ain't mad now. Yeah, okay?
Yeah.
Forget why you mad. I mad now. 2 weeks you was quiet. Yeah, I mad. You need to come and apologize to me. That's the first thing. Before we even start talking, you need to come and tell me sorry.
Oh gosh, this is a lot. I didn't realize how deep the communication part of it is gonna be.
I have a 3-day limit.
Because I never want to disrespect my wife in any way, and people tend to nitpick what you say. So the best form of communication for us is over text. Wow, that's very unconventional.
That's very unconventional. If it worked for y'all, keep doing it.
Yeah, if it worked
I don't agree with that though.
If it worked for them, because a lot
as I said, if it worked for y'all, keep doing it.
Texting is the biggest misinterpretation. But I like texting. Let me tell you why I like texting.
Because you have a reference.
I remember what you said because I have it written right in front of me. 2, I get to formulate what I want to say and not just blurt out words that I can't take back. Like I might start to say, you know what? You as a delete. Let me tell you how I feel about delete. Like I get to really think about what I want to say, and then on top of that, I feel as though you will read what I send you. Because when we talk face to face, you might start to just be thinking about what you're gonna say to me, and then you don't hear everything I said, or you start with the first part and don't hear the other situation. So, I mean, I like texting, but it could be miscommunicated sometimes.
All right, we used to do exercise in our acting class that's like that, right? Where you read a sentence and then you say it with a different tone, and the context is completely changed. That's my only disagreement with text. In fact, some things I have to highlight and I have to tell you voice note me that, so I understand what you're saying. Because people is I don't care who it is. People say something, they text that, bam. They know what they text. And then when you be like, yo, hold on, but you say this. No, I wasn't saying that. I was just saying that la la la. That don't even make no sense. Why you say it like this? Why you going off that? But no, you took it away. That's how you read it. No, when you say that to me, when you send that in the voice note, Yeah, I know what you say. I know how you say it.
Right. See, that's what Nia's saying. The problem with texting is that it has no tone. And
Yeah.
that could be a good thing.
That could be a good thing, because sometimes
the tone that I want to give you, I'm going to write it in a way where it don't sound like that.
oh, it might sound like that.
Oh, it might sound
But it
like
open
that.
end. So when I ask you, but then you can back out and be like, no.
I didn't mean it like that.
I wasn't being aggressive.
See, say, what about when they say, I'm good and it's okay, but the same problem rears its ugly head again? When and how do you come to a place when you can really address that problem?
You address the problem every time it happens.
Mm-hmm.
Every single time it happens.
As that might be.
You address the problem.
Wow.
You see, because first of all, for a problem to get resolved, it has to be identified as a problem. What we do is we don't want to identify this as a problem.
Mm-hmm.
So we just ice skating over it or whatever, and then it coming up again, and then be mad, and then be quiet. We ain't talk for 4 days, and then like we get over it, but we ain't really over it. We ain't never talk about it. We just ignore it, and then now it happened again. So now you're saying it resolved. It ran its ugly head again. It didn't ran its ugly head. It didn't go nowhere.
It was right there.
Nobody say nothing.
Probably had on makeup.
But if we address something a couple of times, when you start to hear it again, it's like, yeah, shoots, but you talked to me about that before.
Yeah.
So, all right. I got to do something with that.
Yeah, you can't deny that we talked about that before.
Right.
How we responded, nevertheless, we have to bear in mind how our spouses communicate and be empathetic, then work on it.
How you like a coach? You got all the perfect words.
I know, right?
I swear,
so
I'd hate to be in an argument with you.
Wait, Avi will come with a PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah, but people like Avi. See, they always got the right answer. Yeah. See, that's what you don't like.
Yeah.
I don't like when you got the right answer. I want you to be wrong somewhere, so now I could
put the loop.
Yeah, let me roll with this.
You see what Z question says? Say, are there ever problems that couples don't solve, and then what happens?
Divorce usually follows. But yeah,
No.
there's some things that there's like
The
you ever
people
hear
agree to disagree.
right? You ever hear say, all right, we got to compromise on something.
Yeah.
Those are the problems that sometimes we just don't agree on that. But our relationship ain't worth us breaking up over that. It's
Right.
just we just don't agree on that.
Right.
Right? So, for example, if you as a person, you like to kiss my ass, and I don't like my ass to get kissed. I'm subconscious about my ass. But you love to kiss ass. Kissing ass is like your thing.
That's the other thing. You the queen of kissing ass.
Ass, yeah. We got to disagree on that, and it ain't the end of the world, but...
So that means sometimes like the person, not me, can kiss your ass.
No, we
That's the compromise.
No, we ain't gonna meet halfway on
some
that.
days we ain't.
We just can find something else for you to kiss. You just, you gotta stop. Don't kiss my ass. Sometimes that's just how it have to be. Because sometimes when you agree to disagree, normally the person who's saying no win.
Wow. I never thought about that. Wow. Say it again.
Sometimes when you agree to disagree, the person who
says no or against
no, can't take divorce off the table.
no, that's just it.
What's up? Why ain't you no prison? I ain't taking it off the table.
Gosh.
We can be respectful and we can have a very beautiful relationship and we can respect each other because we ain't the last man and the last woman on earth. We're not trying to repopulate the earth. So, off the table.
No, that's Ken's personal stance. I'm aware of that. What's Phil saying? My husband likes to discuss issues over text too, and it makes me feel a little annoyed because he doesn't tell me how he feels in person. Maybe that's it.
Has he been communicating? One, you might be a scary person.
He might can't look you in your face and talk.
You might be a hitter. He's a hitter.
The unresolvable. We have established what our deal breakers are, but I strongly believe in unbiased third parties like couple counselors. Dash say, when you start to talk again, how do you reintroduce the issue without an argument? Oh, reintroduce an issue.
First of all.
Oh, we have an error. That's fine. That's our first thing up for the night.
That's the first error for the night. It was going good. Come on. Catch yourself now, OBS.
Is it connected by?
I don't know. Open up
They
OBS.
can still hear us, So.
I know they could.
Go on. Just a little technical difficulties, guys.
Alright. I hope it clear up.
Wow.
Okay. Number one, the good way to reintroduce the conversation when we start talking again is that's the first thing we can talk about. We ain't going past it.
Right. Don't introduce another issue.
Right.
You know what could happen? You're gonna end up referring right.
Yeah, I good. No, somewhat. Oh, I kind of okay.
I think you brief the person too, like, hey, remember when we was talking about that?
Yes.
Or I wanna finish the conversation we was having, but here is the guidelines. The person who holding the remote talk. The person who ain't listen. Or I want to record it so that like you
be like, yo,
yeah, like y'all
5
go in the
o'clock?
bed and you like tapping on the shoulder. They thinking this means something else, and you like. So about what you said on Thursday at 5:30.
Right. We ain't gonna do that.
What?
Set a time when we can talk about it.
Yeah.
If you prefer to talk about it now, we can talk about it now. But if you don't want to talk about it now, you need a couple
Give the
more
person
hours
option.
to gather your thoughts.
Yeah.
Because normally when you're ready to talk about it, your thoughts are gathered.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, 5 o'clock, we need to have a family meeting. And we need to discuss this, and this.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. Introduce it in a positive way though. That you really want to come to a conclusion on it to help better the relationship. I know you see what he say. Oh,
Ken,
man.
the hair looking good, by the way.
Have your moment.
Thank you.
But he said, I have the comforters review you did the last time I saw you. So, gosh, I can't get in U and Z business. Okay, so go back to Dash, because when you're trying to keep the peace, it tends to slide in. Abby said, make the kiss empty for your female co-worker kisses your air. Can y'all agree or disagree? No.
What?
Yeah,
What'd
he's
she say?
counseling at that point. Yeah,
What'd she
the
say?
person saying no usually wins.
Yeah,
He just says, if it has to do with your personal space, yes, the person who says no wins. He said, but the hell,
Make the
personal
kisses
space
in the
includes
air
your
deeper.
hubby's
Your
space.
female co-worker kisses you. Can you agree to disagree? Your female worker kisses you.
Okay, make the kiss
Nope.
air deeper.
Absolutely
right?
not.
Your female co-worker kisses your air.
But you can't.
Ooh.
That's what you saying, Abby? That the female co-worker kissing the ass, but then...
You won't die. Sorry.
No,
No, that shouldn't even be
yeah,
allowed.
yeah, we can agree to disagree, because I can be like, yeah, I think that my female coworker could kiss my ear, and you like, no, she can't kiss your ear. Then the person who's saying no win. No, she can't kiss your ear. Now remember,
that's what she meant. The wife saying no, and he saying yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, the person saying no wins
Yeah.
automatically.
So remember what a culture is. A culture is a practice by a particular group of people that protects us from our worst decisions. In this scenario, the particular group of people is you
And your spouse.
and your spouse. Right? So kissing ass is not our practice.
It surely ain't. Z says, do you subscribe to love language? Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
100%. 100%.
Now the thing about it is learning your spouse main love language, and then yet at the same time learning
The second language.
all them little other little languages, because nobody really just speak one language.
One language all the time, every time.
Yeah.
And people change, so what they used to like last year,
They may not
they
like.
might not like this year. Like the beginning of your relationship, yeah, they was into all that touching and affection and all that stuff, but then after you done had a kid or whatever, now you want some affirmation, like you still into me, you still love me, you still care. I just want you touching on me because I may not feel like, okay, I don't want nobody touching on me right now.
No, the female coworker kisses air. Becky doesn't like it.
You don't see the problem. The person who
says no wins.
Which is me, Becky.
Yeah, the person. If you agree to disagree, the person who disagree usually wins.
Usually. But is that like a? I don't know. You think that could become like a control thing? Like if you have a spouse who never on the run of doing something, like, okay, for me, I'm a very adventurous type of person. So if I say, hey, Ken, I want us to go to this event, and he say no, the person who say no win. Okay, Ken, I want us to try this challenge. He say no. Then he win. Like, of course he win because I can't force him to do it, but after a while, that no can become so discouraging. You probably.
I mean, we can be in disagreement if he refuses.
I mean, we can be in disagreement.
Yes, if I want the female worker to kiss my ass, Tonya says no, the female worker cannot kiss your ass. Then we agreeing to disagree. Then no is the answer.
Yeah.
The female worker can't kiss your ass.
Let it slide. You can't let that slide.
Slide well.
I'm gonna slide. Maybe I just can chop his ass off, and she wouldn't have no ass to kiss.
So you can't let it slide, or you divorce him. If we talking about kissing ass, yeah. we ain't gonna have this conversation. You know what I mean? This crazy. You know what I mean? This ain't a marital problem. Like I always say, cheating is not a marital problem. Cheating is a reason for divorce. Okay? Me coming home drunk and beating you and abusing you is not a marital problem. That is a reason for divorce. Reasons for divorce and marital problems are different things. Now, you can get over reasons for divorce. You can work through them. A lot of people do it. You understand? Change and rules have to be implemented into the relationship. And then it's a really tough time and it's really hard to get through. But it's very, very possible to get through it. But they ain't marital problems.
Marriage problems.
You need some serious counseling and you need some help and you need change to take place almost immediately.
Yeah.
You understand?
Definitely.
And
Much
you need
prayer,
to come to agreement. Much prayer. And a lot of things have to change in order for
it to work. Yeah.
But I can assure you that is not a marital problem. That's the reason for divorce.
She says, so that's what I think C means when with the unresolvable, that Becky can't get her way with that if you don't see the light kissing as an issue, not cheating, like how Hispanics greet each other. The person who say no wins.
You an Hispanic? You Hispanic?
The girl is Hispanic. That's what she's trying to say. The girl is Hispanic. So
okay.
She come, okay,
you ain't Hispanic, bro? Not because I meet a Chinese person, I just go eat a dog. I don't do that. No, you don't adopt everybody culture just because you meet them. That's your thing. If you French and you just do the and you just do that, okay, that's good. I ain't French. I don't do that.
High five. Shake.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Even if Becky, all right. What? My alarm going off.
Yeah.
That annoying to me.
Want me to turn it off?
Yeah, please.
Stop.
Can you all agree to disagree? Yeah. We just agree to disagree all the time. Normally, when you agree to disagree, the person who's saying no wins. And you might have more evidence in the future. You might want to put it back on the table in the future. But, okay.
I think she's thinking,
let's say
means you could do whatever you decide.
No. Disagree. Us agreeing to disagree no means no. That's stop. Alright, for example, let's say I've been doing some study and I decide that I want this marriage to be a polygamous marriage. Right? I have all these great benefits. Why I think that this would be a great thing for us to get involved in. Tonya says, no, I don't want to do a polygamous marriage. It's not going to happen. Right? Right there, you have a hard line in the sand. A hard line in the sand. Where the person said, no, that's not going to happen. You can't say, well, I'm going to do it anyway. You could be single. And you ain't have no marriage.
Or you can go do one marriage again.
Yeah, you can be back to one marriage. So, exactly. That's what agree to disagree means in this situation. Yeah. You can be single. That's what you're choosing. There's some things that we can put up with, and there's just some things that we just ain't gonna do. It's that simple. All right, guys, we've been in here for exactly an hour and 22 minutes.
That's still 20 minutes if you was late.
Wow.
Bringing up passports.
I feel attacked. In fact, I gave you all an extra 20 minutes.
That's what I said. You gave him an extra 20 minutes because we was 20 minutes late.
Oh my gosh. I gave you all an extra 2 minutes. Right? Huh? Where's my thank you for my 2 minutes? Huh?
Thank you for 2 minutes. Thank you.
Can you quick to leave? You can't disagree to disagree because no one wins. Problem still exists. So, winning. It's more about the compromise. Being selfish. It depends on the situation. There's some things that if we agree to disagree, or compromising is different from agreeing to disagree. Sometimes we could compromise. So you might say, yo, can I really think that we should take part inside this event, right? And in all actuality, is because you really want to go to the event. So you asking me, yo, could we go to this event? So the compromise might be, yo, I don't want to go to the event. You want to go to the event. You could go to the event.
And I could stay home.
Right. That might be the compromise.
Right.
You understand?
But if it's the person wanting to go and, like, if I want to go someplace, he don't want to go. And he don't want me to go because of the environment that it is. Then it's like...
to agree to disagree, which is different from the compromise, because there's no compromise here. We agreeing to disagree. That's what we're saying. Those two things are not synonymous.
No.
So if I say, yo, no, we ain't agreeing to that, then that's normally a no. Even if it was vice versa, and the wife say, no, you ain't going to the club with Ben Rick. That's usually a no.
And if you go, it could be a problem.
And that's why we say establishing relationship culture. We're looking to establish
all of this
practices that we do that prevent us from having the problem in the first place.
Correct.
It's not about resolution.
Not about fixing the problem. We trying to avoid the problem from the get-go.
By establishing a healthy relationship culture.
Right.
So we don't normally have miscommunication problems if we have these practices that we naturally do when we communicate. We don't shout. We remain respectful when we talk. When someone talk, you don't talk over them. You listen actively when the person talk. You set a time to actually communicate on a regular basis every single day. And you tend to have less communication errors because you already have these things in place. You set a time if you silent, you set a time or when we have to communicate back or when we have to resolve the issue that's on the table. You see what I'm saying? So that is the overall theme that's happening here.
Yep. See what you say, or you go with her and compromise if you were really mad about the setting. Yeah.
Could be that.
But don't say, like how you said, she can go and you are mad. You ain't meaning what you say. Why you would say go and then you still upset about it? Like,
yeah.
if you don't want the person to go, just let them know you don't want them to go and say why you don't want them to go. It probably is not a safe environment. It probably the people who could be there, you ain't comfortable with that. Like, I feel like all those reservations has come from a caring standpoint more than a controlling standpoint. Like, you ain't just trying to control the person. It's literally that you care about the person. You don't want them to put themselves in a compromising position or a dangerous position.
Yeah, and not just that. There's no relationship in the world where you ain't gonna never get upset. Now, I can be honest with you, me and my wife, we don't argue much. We don't fight much. Mm-hmm. Right?
Trivial things. Marriage problems.
But it's there. I can't tell you I never get upset. I do. Mm-hmm. I can't tell you she never gets upset. She does. So, it ain't gonna be like, yo, if you listen to this stream or you ain't gonna never get upset. Mm-mm. Sometimes I might tell you, yo, you can't go to that, and it might be something good that you wanna do. I won't go to Bible study, but you've been to this and you've been to this and you've been to that.
Things to do at home.
You got things to do at home. We got stuff to do at home. You need to spend some time at home. So, yes, you could be upset, but that's okay. Yeah. That's normal. You think for those of you all in the chat who have children, you think you could worry about every single time your child can get upset at something you say? No. Some things they just gotta live with.
Okay, so let me acknowledge what Z is saying. Where he says, da 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 da. Oh, thanks, Nia. Nia said, this is also mature. I love it. Z said, what if she gotta go for business to keep the lights on, kind of thing?
Then we gotta compromise. She might have to go.
Compromise.
She might have to go for business to keep the lights on, kind of thing.
You could still establish a stipulations that, okay, you see what Avi say? For business with a male co-worker you don't trust, then what? That's where you put guidelines that, okay, listen, when you reach, call me. Last thing before you go to bed, call me. Like, let's Skype, okay. Let's talk.
All right. Let's get deep. Let's get deep. Right? Let's get deep. Right? We got 5 minutes. We got 5 minutes. We got 5 minutes.
45, just 5.
5 minutes. So we ain't gonna be deep for too long. Right? We got 5 minutes. Right? Till 10 o'clock. I gotta go get ready for work. Right? So it's a business thing. Mm-hmm. I don't trust the person who you have to be around. Mm-hmm. Right? You have to be around this person. Mm-hmm. Y'all two gotta travel and y'all gotta stay in the same hotel.
Right.
No.
It's a no.
It's a no. We could just have to make the compromise home.
Which is?
The power might have to go off. Or I might have to pay the rent, pay the power, and we ain't got no cable. But I could live with that. But I can't live with the other thing.
Okay.
I can't live with the craziness happening. But our relationship could exist, warranted the fact that we just don't have cable this month. And next month we'll just figure out a way to get the cable back on.
I'm wondering if it's a business where like this is a part of your job that you can lose if you don't go.
You can lose the job? It's alright.
It isn't worth losing the relationship over.
What more? That's right. That's always where we can put things
Priority.
up. We can prioritize. What's more important? Right now, right? COVID-19 is breaking out inside the Nassau, right? Yeah. It's spreading. We up to what, 10 cases now?
10 cases. Yeah.
We up to 10 cases now. If they send Ken to the hospital, Ken's marriage is more important than the job. I'm not going. Could I potentially lose my job? Yes. Could things get crazy? Yes. we can go that route. But I'm not gonna put my wife's safety up for grabs.
Wow. Oh, whoa. Nia say, okay, but Abby said, Ken, that sound very black and white. Nia says, so you don't trust a coworker or your spouse. Z says, what? But shouldn't you trust her to make the right decision? Abby said, can we give up 6 figures because you insecure?
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. I trust my brother with my life. Right? But if I ain't home, this is our relationship culture. If I ain't home and my brother come here, he can stand on the porch till I reach here. Do I think that my brother will come inside and rape my wife? No. Do I think that my wife is so attracted to my brother that she can just go and take a chance and sleep with my brother? No. But if he's out on the porch until I get here, we don't have that problem. Mm-hmm. Healthy relationship practice that prevents us from our worst case scenario. Mm-hmm. So, we might have to reach a point where I might have to go to work and go to my boss and tell my boss, hey, listen, I can't do the trip with such and such because my marriage is not in a place to where I could do that.
Wow.
I put myself there, and that's what I gotta do.
Honestly and truthfully, like, okay, you saying that your spouse insecure. If you know your spouse insecure, that's part of your problem. And you should try your best to help them through that insecurity.
Is there a rational reason for the insecurity?
Is it rational?
If there's a rational reason for the insecurity...
If it's not rational, if it has nothing to do with you, if it has to do with a past hurt, a past suspicion or whatever, then what?
Y'all better go deal with that.
You have to deal with that. You will have to deal with that.
Right, listen. There's nothing in this world more important than my relationship.
True.
If we got something to do and we have an argument, I tell Donya, cancel the event.
Mm-hmm. It's happened. It is
cancel the event. We can talk.
Yeah. We can go in.
Before this live stream start, she was mad that we was late for the live stream. We was 5 seconds away from stopping the live stream.
Yeah.
So that we could talk. Since you want to talk. About being late. You got to have the conversation about being late over starting the stream.
Right.
You got to prioritize.
Definitely. Speak to the boss, then go from there. I'm sure, honestly, some things aren't as black and white. I'm sure that something could always be worked out. Mm-hmm. Something could always be worked out. Even if, I don't know, if the spouse need to go.
But everything in life ain't walking on everything in life ain't gonna be walking on a mattress, bro. No. Sometimes you got to walk on some sharp rock.
Yeah.
It can hurt.
Yeah.
They might tell me, yo, Ken, it's a requirement that you go down with the patient downtown. I'm going to tell you no. And now after I made that decision, I gotta live with the repercussions of that decision. They might tell me, Ken, you now fired. I don't have a way to pay my rent. I gotta move back home with my mommy. But we gotta walk that walk. But it beat the other decision.
Right.
That my wife gets sick and then I find out she have a low immune system and then she die. And then work tell me sorry.
And give you 2 weeks off. I
give me 2 weeks off. You know what I mean? It beat
these businesses and companies.
I go with the woman who my wife ain't trusting. My wife called me. I answer the call. She say something crazy in the background. My wife don't feel comfortable about that. Her anxiety going crazy. I risking my whole marriage and my family for what? Mm-hmm. No, I ain't going.
Okay.
Too wild. It's too crazy for me, boss. I can't go. It ain't ready for me.
That's intense. We got it. Our time up, guys.
I said that's the 5 minutes. That's the 5 minutes. I give you all the 5 minutes.
Come back Sunday?
What today is?
Friday.
Today's Friday. Y'all ready for Sunday? Sunday, what's the next topic?
Creating a culture of sex in a relationship.
No. Let's talk about something less deep. We ain't talk about that on a Sunday. No. Y'all want to talk about creating a relationship.
Why God created sex?
Oh, wow. Do y'all want to talk about creating a relationship?
Only love and sex left.
Finance?
Oh, we put finance on the list. Yeah. Seriously. We put finance in it. So it's sex, love, and finance is left.
So what you want to do?
Creating a culture of... Well, hey, Will. So, I don't know. I guess it's up to you guys. Y'all can vote and then we'll be back on Sunday.
Finances on Sunday. We ain't talking about no sex on Sunday. There you go, Abby. Thank you.
What you been talking about sex? You can't talk about sex on Sunday.
Oh my gosh. So Sunday, what time?
What time, sir?
8:30ish?
No.
Y'all set the time for us. What time more convenient for y'all on a Sunday? Y'all locked down. Y'all ain't got a place to go.
Some people locked down. Some people still gotta go. Our stream is very versatile right now. A lot of U.S. Bound persons.
Well, you was here all this time and they didn't say nothing? This Will?
Yeah, this Will.
Boy, Will.
Put up a poll. Okay.
A stripper pole? We don't do that in this house.
You know just what PG mean. Okay.
Yeah, I do.
I guess we'll put the poll up on Facebook.
Okay.
And get the time. But we said on finances. Or you want to...
I thought the poll was for the thing.
Time.
The poll for the time or the poll for the topic?
Oh gosh, you making this confusing. And you say finances? 8:30 Eastern. I'll be so strict to the point. See what I love about?
Eastern.
Finances.
Yeah, but hold on now, Will.
Well, Will still ain't answer.
Yeah, but Will ain't answer me, but I feel the way. It's my boy. Hey, listen, Z, Will, when we getting back together, man? Yo, let's do something.
Thank y'all so much for coming in. We always have a good time.
8:30, finances.
Yeah.
Can be between finances and sex. Yeah.
Both. Whoa.
Put up a poll for both? Okay. Alright. I'm down with that, sis.
Okay, we will. No, Sundays a lot of people.
That's your rest
chill
day. Yeah, but we only sitting down talking. Ain't like we...
Yeah, we ain't doing nothing crazy.
Yeah, we ain't got a thing up. But I only on must see 2,000 steps.
You don't gonna make it. 10,000 steps a day. You don't gonna make it. We supposed to go walking. Anyway, you don't gonna make it.
They take away our hour and a half outside.
You could go in your yard. You just can't drive to no location. You can't go Iron Bailey.
That's whack,
unless that's close by you, unless you walk Iron Bailey.
That's whack.
Yeah, 3,000.
I guess we could walk around the block and Fox up. It's not safe.
Sock. It's cool. Anyways, see y'all Sunday, guys.
Otherwise, I told Will come back.
Yeah, okay, be sure. On your figure 8.
Alright.
What you mean by figure 8? Just start. Super fun. Oh, yeah. There's an app. Good job, PG. There's an app. I remember that.
Ah, boy. Your sister and your wife conspire.
Good.
Thank you guys so much for coming to the live stream. I hope you all enjoyed our conversation. We stray off topic a lot of times, but
I love it.
okay.
I like to get y'all input.
I like being off the beaten path with y'all. We got a good bit of thing.
Yeah, love it. I love it.
Alright.
Sunday.
Boy, listen, Sunday we can start on time. So if you all come late,
Just sit in.
dog eat your lunch. You can miss it. Alright, that's it. End stream.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
They
Love y'all.
talking in there, but then chilling. Michael's in it. Good night.